Have you ever wondered what it's like to be lost in the sauce? Listen to a post-Dayquil Effy hanging out with Peter, talking about a chaotic time with caution under our breaths and a good time to be had by all. Listen up, listen in. This is a lot of questions this week, a lot of dreams this week. And of course, you can hear about me giving someone crabs if you wait until the end. This is Weekend at Effys, weekendateffys.com. For more on the Patreon, like, subscribe, share, rate, leave a comment, do all the things. I need you. Effy needs you. I need you more than I've ever needed you. Peter, it's the winter, and I'm feeling the winter. This week has been, in my mind, destabilizing, but in some senses, I think restabilizing because, I mean, this kind of happens to me a good once a year. The old Rob Lowe Parks and Recreation just collapse for a day and a half.
Yeah.
And then kind of come out of it okay. I still feel just loopy and delusional, but the show must go on, and I'm feeling the love from a lot of people out there. We have a ton of wonderful questions being asked from our Patreon subscribers this week, and I'm starting the podcast known as Weekend at Effys with a new segment for all listeners. So if you've been here a long time, great. If you haven't, great. But I'm going to call this new segment Current Events. Okay, so I'm going to present to you two tweets while Twitter is still around. These aren't questions. You don't have to say anything about them, or it could turn into a larger discussion. The first is from, the Kennedys have always been a part of our heart, right? And we watched a film today. If you want to listen at weekendateffys.com, thanks to Movie John.
It was about one of the Kennedys.
It was kind of about some Kennedy action.
It was about Monster Kennedy, the demon from hell.
The demon Kennedy. This is from Jack Schlossberg, who you may know as one of the Kennedy great-grandchildren. Is that correct? Or grandchildren? Kennedy grandchildren? Doesn't matter. This is all caps, the portion I'm going to read here. True or false? Number one hottest male age, 31. 31 years is the hottest age for any man. Name a hotter age. That's what I thought. Second hottest, 43. 43-year-old dad, 2 daughters. Third hottest, 60. Extremely energetic, wiry 60-year-old triathlete with pernicious anemia. That's the tweet as it was presented today from Jack Schlossberg. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't have any thoughts on that.
Perfect. Here is the second tweet for our this is from Discussing Film, not Disbussing Film, Discussing Film. New Regency is teaming with Snoop Dogg's company Death Row to adapt their films into Fortnite games. The first film to be adapted will be In Time, the dystopian thriller starring Justin Timberlake. New Regency has also produced films including Barbarian, The Lighthouse, Gone Girl, Birdman, and Fight Club. Are you going to play Fortnite if they have Gone Girl in Fortnite?
As you were going through that, I thought, I'm not commenting. I'm not taking the bait on either one of these. Both of them sound like 4-hour discussions we could have,
right?
Things I
but I
want to
open up
about.
These conversations to our listeners, to the world. I don't think we shy away from.
You
saying
may
anything.
have gotten me, as in you may have Gone gotten me,
right?
On that,
they're not remaking the films.
Who would Neil Patrick Harris's bloody cock? Like, who do you play?
Yeah, so I think in this version, I would imagine we are all Ben
Affleck's
Affleck.
Cock for like half a second on screen. Have you paused to see it?
No, but I'm
Is
sure.
Is that not why you're watching Gone Girl?
Oh no,
that's why I'm watching Gone Girl.
I was watching it for female empowerment. And here's the thing: this isn't even like I'm not even looking this up for any sort of sexual reasons. I like to have a sort of database of information that includes that's not his real cock. He's wearing a prosthetic over that thing. Guaranteed.
I don't think so, because I don't think he was supposed to actually be. He was. I think it's an oopsie.
Well, good for you, Ben Affleck.
Oopsie Affleck cock.
Yeah, I think any man with a large dragon phoenix tattoo on his back probably has a sizable member, because we don't make that many mistakes in our life when we are already living in a sense of feeling lesser than. I do have a lot of bad tattoos, though. It's fine. We're all proud of what we have. The Gone Girl Fortnite series, we're hoping, has a go-ahead. But did you ever see In Time with Justin Timberlake?
I did.
I feel like it came out around the same time as
Apple Watch.
Yes, Push and Jumper and these sort of B-grade teen sci-fi flicks.
Yeah, I remember Jumper.
Yeah, didn't that one have Hayden Christensen?
I believe.
Or was that Push?
I don't.
One of them had Hayden Christensen.
What about?
And then Knowing had Nick Cage. Because he knew. There was an Affleck one too, though. About he knew all the numbers.
Wait, isn't there a new Zach Krieger movie coming out?
I don't know. I don't have the info. All I know about is Fortnite. And
what was the trailer, the movie we saw not the last time we went to the movies, but the time before that? It was something barbarian related.
I remember seeing this. There is a film. You're correct. Also, we didn't even on the minisode. We talked so much about so many other films. We didn't even talk about Y2K, which we did see. So we're gonna have to pin that for the next week's episode. Because there's so many movies.
I'll save it for that. I'll save my opinion.
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
perfect.
Go see Y2K.
Go see Y2K. Now, we are going to be rewarding not only your listening ears, but kind of everyone's listening ears, but also the ears of our wonderful Patreon subscribers at weekendateffys.com who have asked us a series of wild questions. Anything they want to ask, they're allowed to ask. This is the question portion of the show. And I may pull my powers of editing if it gets weird, but I think you guys are respectful and wonderful. And I'm excited to see what you have to say and what you have to ask this week from us here at Weekend at Effys.
How much room do fungi need to grow? I'll just go ahead and tell you. It says mushroom as possible.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. Wow, that's great.
I think we're just gonna, normally I would mix the order up, but there's so many, we're just gonna run through.
We're running through the hits.
Okay, this is from Danny. Do you guys have a favorite holiday movie? What? I feel like whenever we're asked this question, we don't really have an answer to it. What is like the definitive holiday movie for you? Oh. And we're not being specific as far as like Christmas, but we're talking kind of like let's say the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas corridor into the new year.
Yeah, but then there's only one film that like fits that, and
unless
it's Nightmare
you have
Before
like
Christmas.
a good Easter film.
Passion of the Christ is top of the list. I mean, but that's not.
It is till the sequel comes out.
Yeah, Passion of the Christ 2. What was this?
Christening.
What was the second Terminator called? Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Passion of the Christ 2 Judgment Day. I think it sort of is, isn't it?
You know that there's an old-timey Jesus Satan boxing movie that Kevin Smith has been trying to do for a million years?
Well. We're going to settle this one in the ring. 8 rounds, judged by the middleman.
He has a collection of like 5 films that are all really dumb things he's thought of when he first started smoking weed. And so far, Tusk has gotten made.
Right.
And Red State has gotten made out of, although I consider Red State to like low-key be a masterpiece.
Red State's great.
That like no one would take seriously because of who made it.
Yeah, but also what a fun play on everything.
The twist on that movie, the first time watching it, completely fucked my world up.
Yeah, I think it's very well done. It's very straightforward, and it's like the humor is not in that they're skewing anything that's going on in the film. It's really like the whole thing being turned on its head is sort of the humor itself. Yeah. Great film.
But yeah, old-timey Jesus versus Satan. They're like old-timey boxers. I think that's a great
Easter film. It could be. But see, sometimes I think that these Christmas films like don't have to be necessarily Christmas films to really fit the caliber. Like I think Ali is a Christmas film with Will Smith.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's like my favorite Christmas film. But if you were going to ask me where that film takes place, it takes place at Christmas, even though it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
And I think that's just because that's when big movies come out and that's when things come out. I think like, curse her name, but like Harry Potter movies are Christmas movies at any time of year.
Yeah. I wish I liked those.
That's fine. I wish you didn't because you have to kind of justify. At least you don't have a Deathly Hallows tattoo right now.
I never have the inclination to throw them on at any point ever, and it's not me making some kind of a stance on something.
Yeah,
it doesn't occur to me.
Getting on Hagrid's motorcycle out of your closet bedroom is to me Perro taking boys to the club for the first time in Orlando. Like that's all that is. And it reads so much as an LGBTQ youth, whether you read it, as a trans allegory, a gay allegory, that it's like, it's so comical that she would try to turn it on its head and say she was against these things, because the entire fucking metaphor is consistent with that experience being made into something more positive, fantastical, and easier to digest for people. And it's disgusting. But yeah, I think they're Christmas movies. Any movies with trains, to me, Christmas movies. I think
I don't know. That's such an interesting.
you won't watch the Polar Expressy with me.
I think you kind of got me on that.
What do you mean?
Point on everything, that it's like the ultimate theme comes out regardless of what the author intended.
Right. And she can turn her back on it, but it's
so
like
specific, because now I'm just kind of like running through my back history of reading those books, thousands of times over and over again. That is like, I don't know. It's a funny read.
I think there's more to it, but I'm sure it's not exactly direct, and I'm pulling my own meanings from things, but like, go fuck yourself. And also to all, prospective authors and people in the creative fields, make cooler, better magic things that are supportive of the people around you, and make more fantasy that isn't built on belittling others or using your platform to do that. So, I think we have so many more options for creatives that are coming into the space that we don't really have a need for it anymore. Mm-hmm. And I know everybody's talking about, they're casting the new one. There's no need for it anymore if young creatives create their own sort of thing that youth can attach to, because we were all fans of it when we were youth. We're not coming into this as adults and finding out about it. This is a youth growing up, seeing our own struggles represented. So I don't think that's something that we can't recreate the magic of without using any of her properties ever again.
100%.
But I
mean, it's like, look at this year. Look at what was the big Joker movie this year? It was not the big budget Warner Brothers one. It was this tiny do-it-yourself musical. Just, I mean, it's incredible.
You still haven't seen it, have you?
Oh, no. I was talking about People's Joker.
Oh, People's Joker. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Joker 2, and I was going, oh, dude.
Like people, there's some music in People's Joker.
Yeah, there is.
But it's just like, something that someone made on their own independently of everything with just like a lot of heart and soul is going to be like the Joker movie that we remember this year. It's like, you can just go do it yourself.
You can do it yourself. And also, if you do it yourself and you can do it competently yourself, they will give you more money over time. And even if you're someone that's as niche and tight as like a Wes Anderson, like you go back and look at your Bottle Rockets and they're going, okay, with very little to use and to shoot and to do, you did this. What could you do with $50 million? And then giving them that room. So just don't wait for someone to give you the chance to do creative work. Just fucking eat it and do it, and someone will see it. You gotta work though. And they're giving that bitch more money. I'm sick of it. Okay, next question.
Okay, this is from Anthony. I was scrolling my YouTube feed the other night, and I was surprised to see AJ also on Person, Place, or Thing. Did you both try to get on the same episode, or did you like being on separate episodes? It was episode 44, and yours was 34.
I think I was 39.
39?
I think we were 5 episodes apart.
Okay.
He was the one who told me to sign up for the show.
Okay.
He had one of the casting directors follow him on Instagram because there's a fun vibe to his Instagram. I'm not giving it out. And then suggested me as well. And so we signed up. But as far as like his work schedule and timing went, he actually had to come to a later taping than me because they were like, oh, can you come this day? And I was like, I have many open days. So it worked out that I got in there, and then there was a little break in between, and then he got in there. But he was the one who actually had me sign up for the game show. It is my first appearance on television. Actually, it's not. I thought about this. My other appearance on television was on local news, doing for 2 Men in a Truck a Halloween segment about making costumes out of boxes so that we could sell more boxes. Wow. And it was me in khaki pants, tucked in, like business professional, talking about outfits you can make with 2 Men in a Truck cardboard boxes. So if anybody can find that clip on the internet, if anybody can search that, my public name is out there. It's no mystery. I'm sure you could find it from Florida. It's out there. That is actually my first, but this is like real, plays on channels across the world or whatever. Television, probably the only time other than game shows. I'm hoping one day me and Allie can patch things up and go on the Amazing Race, but it may be a few years out from that. And maybe we'll be stronger now that she's tried to kill me and take my opportunities, turn her back on me. And I just want to say this, sidebar, okay? Sidebar. We broke up as a tag team. Bussy is no more. But we were not featured in the Tag Team 100, and I think it was an overlooking because we won belts this year. We did do many, many tag matches this year. We wrestled at many promotions with many victories this year. We did sometimes even just show up to applause when people didn't even know we were going to be there. So I do think it is a slight, but I will say I really can't ask for any adjustment because I don't want her getting any more accolade. That's where I'm going to leave that. But PWI, I think you weren't paying enough attention because there was not many tag teams that did as much as Bussy. And we may be dead now, and maybe you're respecting the death. Maybe it's being respected that, Bussy's dad put a nail in it. Let's not add to the fuel. But I'm watching all of you. And I think everybody knows that I guess what I say goes now, right? Isn't that what it is? Who knows? I'm going to leave this one alone. Next question, Peter.
Okay, this is from Blair. I recently became the head of lighting at Defy. Will I get to light you at the end of the month?
Yes, I'm going to be at the GCW Seattle show. I don't know if I'm going to be at the Defy show, but I'm definitely going to be on the GCW Seattle show. Take care, December 28th, right before the end of the year. I have that one, and then I have the 31st in New Jersey for GCW for New Year's. But after this weekend in Arizona and in Los Angeles, Friday and Saturday wrestling Matt Cardona in Los Angeles. That'll be interesting. I have a full week off next week. Both of the shows that I was originally signed on for have canceled or deferred, and so I will have a full week off next week. I'm hoping to fill it with lots of other time, but that will be after this weekend, my next date in Seattle for GCW Take Care. It's going to be great. Thank you.
Is fudge an acceptable Christmas gift, and what flavors would you like?
I got to be honest, this weekend, someone tried to gift me fudge. Do you know this? Do you know who tried to gift me fudge this weekend? Jimmy Lloyd tried to gift me fudge after our match. After
Jimmy Lloyd
beat his ass.
Fudge.
And I got the win, but granted, his little team of him and Manser did get up on me after the match. He said, let's make amends, and tried to give me a dirty little bag of fudge like it was a treat for me. And I just want to say, broski, I don't secondhand eat much anything, and I definitely am not secondhand eating your fudge. I'm not doing it. It's psychotic. I felt like, if anybody's trying to poison me, first off, it's probably Manswarner's little goons. And second off, have you just been eating this fudge with your hands, Jimmy? I can't put this in my mouth. Even if it's not poison and you mean well, you did get thwacked on the head a few times by me and my big ass. I can't imagine that this is going to be a pleasant experience. If you're going to give somebody fudge, please don't pre-touch the fudge. Fudge is a very impressionable type of food, and it is supposed to be soft and malleable and covered. And I just would ask that I don't want to see any fingerprints on the fudge, no matter what the flavor or deliciousness of it is. This was, in fact, Bucky's fudge, and I already don't know who's been touching the Bucky's fudge. But I will still eat the barbecue and kolaches.
That's how they caught the CEO shooter.
From the fudge fingerprints, the fudger prints.
Fudger prints.
It's crazy out there these days. And here's 2 tips for people if you're a CEO. This is 2 tips for CEOs. Quit, leave.
Okay. Have you ever experienced a snowy Christmas?
Yes. It was in West Virginia. We were doing Christmas in, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that wasn't even Christmas. I feel like the answer is yes. I don't remember when. Maybe it was even in South Carolina one time. My mom does listen to this podcast, so maybe we can get a side confirmation of whether or not. I seem to remember a particular Christmas where there was, in fact, snow. What about you, Peter?
I can't think of one specifically. I mean, the first time I saw snow was significant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's there's some.
Yeah. They my parents sat me outside, and apparently I just went full catatonic, and they had to like pull
You
me
just
back
had
in
never even
pretty-
imagined
I
this
just
could be a
like
thing.
shut down.
I landed in Chicago one time. I got a rental car and was like, "Oh no, how will I drive?" And the city just continues operating with 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
They're just like, "Please be careful."
I
And you're
like
"What?"
later that day we went and got candy, and in like an alleyway like candy store we had to like I don't know, weird place.
Yeah, but you've got clear memories of this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Chicago, very fun, but very different. A different
But
world.
the memory that I have, and this is either the candy store is in first person, the me and the snow is in third, whatever that means.
Okay. Wait,
But
what's
they're
in
both
first?
very distinct memories. But I can only think about the snow one in the third person, but the candy store
Is first person?
is first person.
Huh. Weird. I did learn more of childhood times with father over Thanksgiving too. About this is a real story. I was going to a birthday party as a 2 or 3 year old, pretty young. My dad was taking me to the birthday party, and going up the highway in Myrtle's Inlet to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. There was the birthday. McDonald's used to not just be places you could
Catch
catch alleged criminals. They used to have kids' birthday parties there. It was pretty normal appearance.
Yeah.
And walking up the street on the side of the road was a birthday clown. And my dad presents it in this way, where my daddy, is that clown going to be there? And he said, "Yeah, I think that clown's going to be there." And I said, "I don't think I need to go to that party," because I did not want to be around the birthday clown. And I wasn't saying it like, "Oh, I'm scared of the clown." I was just like, "No, I don't think I want to go anymore. If the clown's going to be there, I don't really want to be a part of it." This was retold to me by my dad. So did not like clowns, and then became one. Who would have guessed? Good for us. Good snow memories. And I'd say, this real spirit of Christmas is celebrating each other.
Yeah.
And being and making yourself a home for those without one.
Lastly, who is your favorite Muppet?
Favorite Muppet?
Mm-hmm. This has all been from Machete Von Kill, by the way.
Machete Von Kill, wonderful set of questions. This is so hard because our Sesame Street characters included as Muppets.
Yeah, 100%.
Ernie?
Ernie?
Yeah, it's me. Ernie wants his Bert. Ernie's crazy. Bert's got to hold on. There's nothing I like more than like a kind of melancholy Bert.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I love. And I feel like I'm the goofball like Ernie, and I can be too much, but we counterbalance each other out. What about you? Who's your favorite Muppet?
I like to think I'm a Ralph, but I'm actually a Fozzie.
That's what a fun way to put it. Can't you be a little of both?
You can be a little of both.
I don't think you have to pick the one you are.
Some days I wake up and I'm Ralph. Other days I realize halfway through I'm definitely Fozzie.
Waka waka. That's great. I love all Muppets. Celebrate the Muppets. Are we going to do another film this week of There's One Muppet?
What do you mean?
Well, we talked about doing...
Oh, yeah. We had really good ones. Okay, so we're doing the inverse of the Muppet game where you don't replace the entire cast with Muppets.
I think we should do one of
human.
each. Because one, I want all Muppets except for The Rock and Southland Tale. Southland Tales.
Okay, yeah.
That's the film.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
That's a great film.
Then the reverse is one Muppet in a movie where it's not like they're acknowledging like, oh, here's a Muppet.
It's just we've replaced one character with a Muppet.
Right. And I'm gonna say it's September 5th, but the German girl is Miss Piggy. September 5th being the news drama of the Munich.
Because she has to translate everything.
Oh, bring it to me. I'll tell you what they're saying.
What was the one I had the other night? I can't think of it now. It was really good.
Was it something we were watching already?
It might have been. I'm not sure. I don't know. I had this one like just ready to go.
Yeah. Well, maybe just brain on it. Maybe it'll come to you.
Yeah.
Go see September 5th. We saw it on the screen unseen. Oh, I said I wasn't going to tell people what we saw.
Oh.
And then I just did. I don't care.
Right.
Spoilers. Okay, cool. Yeah, The Rock, Southland Tales. If y'all haven't listened to our watch along of Southland Tales and you have an additional 3 hours and or 6 hours to spare to watch it on its own and with our commentary, just go back there into the archive, give it a little search. It's there. I am freaking out the whole time. Just so you know. Machete Von Kill, thank you for those wonderful questions. Do we have more? I like the questions going this week. I had a big weekend. I went all over the place, but this is the real important stuff. And this keeps me, keeps me with my ears to the ground. I'm trying to be a grounded, understanding person. I'm trying to listen more this week and think before I speak.
While you were saying that, I was not listening to what you were saying and was trying to think, was it Natalie Portman and Black Swan?
That'd be great. But what if it was... No, that's actually really good.
Okay. Horizon, but Gonzo is Kevin Costner.
Oh,
and
you were
he shows
saying...
up an hour in.
You were saying West Side Story, but Mike Faced is not a Muppet.
Yeah.
But what were we saying if there was one Muppet?
There was one. Okay, you had Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah, Taxi
You had
Driver,
Taxi Driver.
but it's Jodie Foster,
But it's Jodie
who's
Foster,
a Muppet.
who's a Muppet.
Like Miss Piggy is Jodie Foster
Yeah.
and Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Everyone else is
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
I think that's ballistic. That's like real. That's some real darkness shit. I don't know. You could do Heat, but it's Al Pacino's the only real person, or you do Heat and Val Kilmer's the only Muppet. Or my choices. That's. Am I wrong?
Oh my god!
Okay,
I just
good.
Thought of what it was.
We
I just
got it
thought
out
of
of
what
you.
it was. It's Interstellar.
Yep.
And Matt Damon is the Muppet.
It's just Kermit out there or Gonzo popping out of this like space coffin going, where you guys been? I don't know. This is crazy. And then trying to escape and kill them all. Fantastic. If you got to see the IMAX of Interstellar, let us know if they replaced Matt Damon with Gonzo. I don't want to see Kermit turn on anybody. I could see Gonzo turning on someone.
Gonzo for sure.
That is
Yeah.
pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Big Bird may also do well in the role. I could see a heel turn for Big Bird being really fortuitous. This is a podcast of scandal, I must tell you.
Okay, this is from Julie. What is the most ridiculous thing you ever gave as a gift?
Well, I mean, we used to do like white elephants, right? Have you ever done a white elephant?
I've definitely done a white elephant.
Where you've all got a...
But have you ever done a purposefully psychically damaging gift?
What do you mean psychically damaging?
Like, okay, so my friends and I in high school used to do this thing where whenever it was any of our birthdays, we would, the internet meme of the like starter kit?
Okay, yeah.
We did that before that was ever a thing, to where we would just pick whatever cliche the person was the most. Like if it was like the emo kid's birthday, it was like energy. It was like Red Bulls and razor blades and, like a Mike Hem CD or something like that.
This is dark.
It was very, very, very dark.
Have you ever been gifted one of the Polar Express bells?
No.
You know about the bell of the Polar
No.
Express? Are you not going to watch the Polar Express with me one time this year?
Express, no.
While we drink hot cocoa?
No.
And pick out who's Tom Hanks and who's not? Oh my gosh. That's a Zemeckis, isn't it? You're turning away from Zemeckis.
So the pinnacle of that was we got the pastor's daughter porn and cigarettes when she turned 18. And this was presented while the pastor was
Wow.
Yeah, because we got like really good with his family and then just pushed every line that we potentially could. He later quit the church and took a sabbatical. And we found out because he's cheating his wife the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that's number one activity as pastor. That's what you do. You just like skirt around the skirts, help everybody with their prayer methods. I'm trying to think of any like deliberately bad gifts. Now, the idea would be that I give you the Polar Express bell, but it's the one without the bell in it, so you can't hear it ring because you don't believe in Santa.
Okay.
And so then you're like, and I'm like, oh, I can hear it. And then you're like, oh, I can't. And I'll be like, oh, I guess you don't believe in Christmas. And that's kind of like, that would be a psychically damaging gift, right?
Yeah.
If I just lied to you and said I could hear the
rules
bell.
Of
Yeah, if you had been presented, that's why I'm saying we got to watch Polar. We only have a few days.
So you're, like, if we're gonna also do it like a Zemeckis analog, it's like giving someone a box of chocolates with no chocolate.
Well, you never know what you're going to get,
Yeah.
which may be no chocolate.
Maybe no chocolate.
Wow. Who knows what Zemeckis was saying with all that? And the technology used to present Tom Hanks as so many different varied characters, that's crazy. He even played the rambunctious horse rowdy kid when they were serving the hot chocolate. So, you want to talk about, do you think it's just because Zemeckis was like, I only have so much budget, and he's like, I'll just do all of it. I'll do every role. Do you think Tom Hanks is like a secret AI thing that they can use to just fill roles now?
I mean, after watching Here, probably.
What's this movie that's like Here, but it's like for Gen Z, and it's the robots talking to each other? We saw the preview for this. Then they like build a life together, but they like don't understand what they're doing, and it's proof we're in the simulation or something.
I do not know how to Google that.
Yeah. It's like they're two robots, and then they're like making their own memories, but the humans are gone, but now they're back because of the robots, and they build it over time through the kinetic morphmanship. We saw it for Y2K preview.
Is it coming out next year?
Probably next year.
Probably next year. Probably like a December.
Maybe earlier. I think it's a
not
February.
A December, I mean in January.
I think this is a February to late January drop.
The Damned.
No.
The Delegator, The Last Showgirl. Oh, I'm actually kind of
Last Showgirl looks so good. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Pam Anderson, give her all the awards. Did it get any Golden Globes?
I don't know. Oh,
I've heard only
I need
wonderful
to look deeper
things.
into that. David Sims' review on Better Man.
Uh-huh.
Good. Great.
Okay.
Maybe awesome. Maybe really good.
But
No, there's no but. That was a genuine from someone that is a Brit that knows who Robbie Williams is.
that knows who Robbie Williams
And
is.
grew up with
Correct.
him.
People in America don't listen
know.
to Robbie Williams. They don't know his old
Ooh,
stuff.
you know the actual release date of September 5th? January 17th. It's Wolfman Better Man weekend.
Wow. Listen, like
Are you a better man? Are you a wolf man?
I'm a dog
Are you
man.
A dog
I'm
man?
a dog man. I'm not a better man. I'm not quite a wolf man. I'm a dog man. Will you just pet me and let me eat kibble? Can I just eat my kibble and be pet? I'm sorry for barking, okay? I'm sorry for barking. Let me just eat my kibble and get my pets. Will you pet my belly?
Are we gonna have
I want to be a good boy.
Nightman better? No.
Night bitch?
Wolfman. Yeah. Night
Wolfman?
bitch.
Night bitch? Dog man? Better man? But he's a monkey.
But he's a monkey.
Nobody knows anything about Robbie Williams here, so it's like going to see. It's like as if you went to see the Freddie Mercury movie, but it was about like a band,
But like Freddie Mercury was only popular in like one. Yeah.
or they
it's
just
like,
used songs by Rat. So you like kind of knew one a little bit, but you were like, I don't know, man. I think if I knew some of these songs, I'd care more about the band Rat and what they went through. But like, you don't, and you can't care. British people love Robbie Williams. I get it. I love it. That's beautiful.
I don't know what this movie that you're talking about is.
Oh my God. I got to look this up. Hold up.
Um.
I'm looking this up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Nothing is jumping out.
I like how Zemeckis turned into this.
Alien Wars.
It's not Alien Wars.
Alien Wars Judgment Day? Are you sure? You sure it's not Alien Wars Judgment
Well,
Day?
maybe. Maybe it's Alien Wars.
One of them days is that Keke Palmer. There's the Mel Gibson directed Marky Mark movie. I don't like that they're dumping Presents, the Soderbergh ghost movie in January, but I mean, it's not going to be a movie for anybody but like the two people that are on this podcast, probably.
Yeah, I know, but that's fine. And like, it'll be us and like a cute boomer couple that doesn't really know what's going on going in there.
Companion with Jack Quaid.
This could be it.
It's a mystery romance thriller.
No, this is something crazier.
Okay.
Where I think he turns a woman into a sex doll. We're going to have to figure out what this movie was. We don't know. If you do know, please let us know. We're interested in what this was.
Oh.
It was, wait, can I revisit trailers? Is that something
There's
I can do?
a February Christopher Abbott, Barry Keoghan movie. How is it you say his name again?
Kyogen.
No, it's a... Oh, fuck. It's no one is pronouncing it properly. There's a very specific way.
Kyogen?
How to pronounce Barry... It's like Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan? That sounds horrible. Keoghan?
Yeah.
All right, well, can't force that.
Interesting. I don't know. Barry Keoghan is the most like attractive sounding pronunciation of his name.
Well, then he must do it wrong.
What are we doing right now? I
What do
think
you
we
mean?
still have questions.
We do still have questions. This is perfect. This is what we needed. This follows all the rules and scopes. Hello, America. It's Effy, and I'm here to talk about almost anything except for wrestling.
Unbreakable Boy, is that it?
No, it's not Unbreakable Boy.
No.
And it's
Last
not even
Breath
showing
with,
up on my
The Day the
trailers.
Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie? What the fuck is that?
I wish.
A Dave Bautista, Emilia Jovovich movie?
I'm looking.
Sinners comes out in... Oh, I didn't know Jack O'Connell was in that.
In Sinners?
Yeah. I think he's a really good actor. He didn't have quite the
Did I
look
make this
that,
movie up?
No, I remember seeing it.
Yeah. Okay.
He just didn't quite get the boost that the rest of them got from Skins.
No. But he also did weird prison films.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
that
I think he
weird-
took risks, but I think sometimes it's... People are
The
scared of
prison
your
movie
risks.
is such because you can either make a really good prison movie or you can make a prison movie that no one's going to bother watching.
Yeah. And he hung Wang, so it's like a risk.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
And I feel like this is not the era of that. I think that's like a bummer too far for most people.
I've never left my era.
But then there's Sing Sing, which is going to win all the Oscars probably.
Yeah. But it's different because they
again-
have theater involved in prison. It's not just prison. It's uplifting the prison experience with theater as a voice of freedom.
Did you ever see that documentary, The Work, about the theater prison, like
No.
the actual? They basically do like trauma reenactments of everything that everybody's in prison for, on top of like childhood abuse, and it's hyper fucking intense. But the actual results and changes in everybody's life are significant. It's one of those like, okay, I'm locking in. This is really heavy.
Yeah.
But it is like, oh shit, not everything.
But they're
is
using this as a
completely-
therapeutic method,
Yeah,
sort of.
exactly. It's like
for
one
the
of the
people.
only things that you can look at that's being done in the prison system that is actually. It's like this and giving them dogs are like the two good things to like rehabilitation.
Dogs are the
things.
best.
Yeah.
We love dogs. Our dogs left us here. It's okay. This is the quietest. We can expect them. It worked out beautifully. All right, let's watch all of them. I'll watch anything. I'm going to pack my little suitcase tonight for Phoenix and LA, and then I'm going to sit my ass back down. And I'm going to get on the plane tomorrow, and I'm going to sleep my ass down. I don't even want to tell you my flight schedule this weekend. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And I only know half of it at the moment.
We didn't watch any of Dragula this season.
We did not watch any of Dragula this season.
Sorry, Jerry, who was asking about us seeing season
Yeah, I'm
6.
sorry. We want to. We will catch up on it. We did not have Shudder
probably
at the time.
the best final floor show in Dragula history.
All right,
is
let's
what
go.
I'm rating.
I mean, listen, they keep upping the budget. They keep upping the expectation. I saw my girl Violet Chachki on there, winner of season 7 of Drag Race, and I think they are holding a sort of new power over what they're providing to the world of drag or what people see drag as. So I think that's wonderful. I hope they keep getting bigger, and I hope the girls keep getting more money to make their cool shit with, to make very wild creations.
We've just been yelling names of equipment you would find on farms at the TV with Rob Lowe.
The floor has been quite the experience. And, isn't there another floor? Don't we
I
have a
think there
floor
is,
today?
yeah, it's
When's the
Thursday.
floornale?
I don't know.
The
We're
final
getting closer
floor.
up. It's so stupid, but I love it.
Yeah, and it's just setting up the things to be like, what do you know about farms? And then it's like, tractor, egg, hay, fence. You're going just basic object reasoning. And then they'll throw one in that's absolutely out of this world.
There's no way that you can hear this on the podcast, but while you were going through and doing that, there was an Amazon truck backing up, which is very similar to the sound of the timer
going
on the
out.
Floor.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful synchronicity.
I was feeling
right
the
there.
power of it. And just the amount of times where people forget they're on the floor and they just freeze up.
That has been incredible. It's just people going,
oh
my God. Tune-up.
It's a tune-up.
Pass.
Oil
Pass.
change. Snowflake. Crystal ball. Diet Pepsi. Pass. That's Gandhi.
Was it the Taylor Swift one that was that incredible?
Oh my
like
gosh, the
blow for
back and
blow.
forth.
Yeah.
You can't. Swifties are another breed. And this isn't a down read by any means. Like, AJ went to Taylor Swift concerts. He considers himself Swiftie, and also went to Beyonce's concert, considers himself in the Bayhive, whatever these things are. And the fandom is like, some of those girls went to 38 shows in a row. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And number one, can I have some money? Number two, dedication to Taylor Swift is not a category I want to run up against someone who is claiming to be a Taylor Swift fan on a show. That was the most intense battle. All they had to do was put the word in, and they were 10 in, and I was like, I think I could guess.
Whenever there's any sort of slander towards Taylor Swift people or anything in that regard, I just think of that one classic Twitter post of the Taylor Swift fan page posting a reply of where have you been? And they're like, oh, I was in prison because I skipped out on IDF military duty. And you go, okay, I feel like we might be dealing with
we're fully
a breed of a completely different kind of human being.
I also see the posts, people love to tear down women, and especially fans of other women, and they want to say, oh, well, she's not good at dancing. But isn't there something even more magical about knowing you're not that good at dancing and still just doing it every night and people cheering it and going, let me give these girls some hope that they don't got to have no motherfucking rhythm to dance, and it looks great. And I'm here for it. I dance your heart out. If you're judging how someone else dances, you don't understand what dancing is, which is just the release of energy in a fun, full body way. And if that's what her spirit's telling her to do, then you're just judging somebody else's emotions, and that's not fair. Let her dance. Let her dance. I'm changing the words to Hootie songs. Good for her. Whatever it takes. Shout out Taylor Swift. Can I have some money too? It's not nice to just ask people for money, but can I have some money? Do we have any more questions?
Why is Pavlov's hair so soft?
Why?
He conditions it.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Heather was a big help this weekend.
Hell yeah.
At first I was I never want anybody to feel like they have to help me. I don't know. You brought this up where you were just you don't accept help. You just and to your own detriment, you do not accept help. I am here to help you. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And Heather was a great help. Having someone there to just snap the picture and grab the shirt. And also, was there in Atlanta and Tampa, and Atlanta was even more of a help because I was completely unorganized, had been in the car all day, I don't want to drink blood every day. And I know we've talked about this, but I'm so done with the sun. And thank God I made 400 UV protection sunglasses, because we did that full ride down to Florida to Tampa Friday, and then rode half the way back, and then finished the ride the next day, into traffic into Atlanta for an SEC championship game at the Dome. The sun wore me out more than anything else. Just having the sun on you all that time, it is so draining. So anybody who can help me become a vampire, even if I got to be ugly a little bit or whatever, I'll do it, because I can't keep living this life where I pretend that the sun and the daytime are for me. They're not. I'm a night bitch. Amy Adams' Night Bitch comes out this Christmas, right? Or around then?
I think so, around then, yeah.
We're excited. We think she is, in fact, turning into a dog. We've heard all the reviews. We don't care. We're going to see Night Bitch starring Amy Adams. But I'm really the sunshine. I mean, we got to the show early, thank God, and I got there, and I hadn't done anything but be in the car, and I was so exhausted from the sun when I got there. I took an hour and a half nap, and Manders was like, "We should go in," and I was like, "Maybe." And I didn't wrestle till 11. My ass should have napped till 9. And then woke up and had my match 2 hours later. And instead, it's 6 p.m. and I'm going, it's an hour till doors. I better get rolling. And then I'm just still awake for another 5 hours before I wrestle. And then I got to be awake even more. No way. The sun, you're fucking up my sleep cycle. I could have slept through the day. In the plane, when we take off, the window goes down because I need the darkness. If you want to turn your light on, I can't stop you. But I got eye masks, I got sunglasses, I got hats down, I got beanies up. I am not trying to be a part of any kind of brightness until I absolutely have to. And I'm sick of it because it's draining me of my life force more than anything else in my life right now. So that's how I feel about the sun. And I just want to say, side note, I can be a hypocrite and say, fuck photosynthesis, and also it's necessary to me staying alive.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to like that that's what grows all the plants. Oh, you can never have yams again without sunshine? Well, yeah, I know. There's some problems in my plan. But if I become a vampire, Nosferatu, I can just drink blood forever. That's fine. That's all my body will crave. And I'm talking about like humanist, like, you know, regenerative, recyclable, long-term. What are the tribes in Africa that can travel around and use the milk and cow's blood, but it regenerates? This is a very old school technique, right?
Oh, you're talking about, well, I mean, I'm sure a lot do it, but the Maasai are probably the most.
The
like,
Maasai, I
popular.
think, are who I would have run into doing it. And that's how I want to drink a little, like, let me get a pint, Peter. And then, like, I don't even have to get it direct. Like, just like every other day, like, I'll get a pint. And then if I have like a regular flow, I'm never going to attack you in your sleep and your dreams in the night when my powers are most potent. And then I'm going to be able to live only at night, have my foods delivered, and it's people's blood. And then I think occasionally they can still eat. Like, they can have meatballs or something. If it's blood meatballs or whatever. I don't know. I've just been thinking about it a lot. So if anybody has any tips, help. You know, I know it does lead to sort of an immortal future of no hope except for blood and sacrifice and suffering. But like this sunshine, that's what I learned this weekend driving through the South. I'm happy to drive. I'm happy to be a part of it. But whoo. But Heather, yes, you were a great help for the pictures, for the lovely puns always, and for just taking care of people. I do want to say, I have to clarify here, at no point was Charlie Tiger left in the street to where he had to beg for money because I kicked him out. Although I maybe should have. But that was a rib. He was not having to panhandle for food on the side of the road because of me. He did that out of his own joy of his heart. And I have no further words on that. I have no further context on that. Peter, since, you know, we've been in this transitional period here for, you know, about forever, infinity. And I just see good things around the corner. I see good things ahead.
We got 3 days left of retrograde.
Well, it's fucking grading my retro all the way out. I'm fucking flipped and skinned and halved and scythed, and I'm feeling all of it. And what am I supposed to do except for the only way out is through, you know? Is that all the questions?
That's every question.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll do a brief recap.
We're almost at an hour.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even going to do an episode today. And I think people wanted to know things. People respectfully wanted to know things that I'm allowed to answer. And, you know, I think this weekend is going to be exciting. But last weekend I did have 3 full shows. We returned to Tampa, Florida. I forget, you know, my Florida roots. The fans stayed around all night. Those matches were very long. The show was very long, but we had a bunch of cool stuff going on the show in Tampa. I got to wrestle Jay Vidal. It's only the second time we've ever gotten a singles match, although we've been around each other a lot. And of course, still some problems from Mance Warner. Not fun in that regard, but a wonderful match with Jay Vidal. Shorter than expected, but you know, things get wild. And then of course, driving back, making our way into Atlanta, I got to have a wonderful match with Jimmy Lloyd where I beat his ass all over the back of the building. And, you know, when things ended in the ring, I was victorious over Jimmy Lloyd. I love being in Atlanta. I love being at Center Stage. It's a very cool place. A lot of people are like, oh, they're not selling many tickets here. It's a big walk-up town, and the SEC Championship was that day. We still had 400 people in the audiences. If we had shoved that into a Knights of Columbus, it would have looked outrageously packed, but we like to give our people a little room to breathe. It was great. I got to see a lot of fun people that night, and a lot of people I only get to see when I'm in Atlanta. So very cool. AJ came once again, more over than me. Once again, had to explain to him not to cheer for Allie because she tried to kill me, and he said she didn't do anything to me. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with on the home front. It's very hard to explain to people. And, maybe I do deserve it sometimes, right? Maybe I need to get my ass kicked. I don't disagree with that. I'm not scared of consequence. I think one of the number one things about Effy is when you talk shit, I get hit. I am very used to paying for my sins. So I understand that, but it would be nice if he would at least pretend he was on my team with this one. He does not seem to be on my team with this one. Seems to be on Team Allie. And, I can't blame anybody for going either way, but it's nice to see people at least sharing their opinions. There's more Team Allies than I thought. And I thought, I was kind of attacked in a prone position. Things were thrown out the window. I've had a few moments ruined because of this situation with her, and I'm not ignoring her. I'm just trying to not deal with this for as long as I can. And it's becoming more and more apparent that I have to confront these things head on. It will happen at Hammerstein. It will be me and her. This show is, thank God we're not on the pay-per-view time constraint limit anymore, because this show is going to be a spectacle. It's going to be big. It's going to be all the matches. It's going to be a lot of moments. And, we don't have that restriction holding us to that 11 p.m. 3-hour mark anymore. We can give as much show as we want for the people there. And I think there's going to be quite a few surprises, quite a few twists and turns, and quite a few things that throw people on their ass that, I don't have any clue of yet. You know what I mean? I can sense it in the air. I can feel the wheels turning. I can feel the world spinning. And I can feel that the little, I can't say boy, but the little man who began in wrestling trying to poke the bubble has indeed proven my point. And I don't know if I don't know if this means like the experiment's over, in a sense. Like, I've proven my point. It's been proven. Anything from here on out is sort of like, I don't want it to start to feel, masturbatory in a sense that I'm continuing down the path of wrestling. But I still have some things to fill in. I still have some things to handle. I still have, a closing finale to do what I did to Mance Warner before. Once again, while he has the GCW championship, which I don't think he ever at any moment has rightfully held. And, I got to have something really throw me off this weekend that ended up very positive. And this is me being honest. And this is my fault, right? So I knew I had agreed to go to Portland on Sunday after Tampa to Atlanta in the cars, hotel handled. We weren't stuck anywhere. Everything was good, but it is still, we are road warriors. We are road hogs. And I knew, and in the past, I've changed my layovers and my flight layovers to not be in Atlanta because I know myself and I know I will just not go. Like, I'll just leave. So I've gone to other airports and changed my layovers to not do that. And here I am at home, and by the time I get home and sit down, it's already 2 something, and I have to leave at 6:30. And I said, maybe I shouldn't have agreed to this. But then I went to Portland, and I got to tell you, another message I received the day before. And once again, this is to DOA of Portland. Y'all did everything correct. This is a me thing. I got a DM from someone saying, I'm so looking forward to your seminar on Sunday, to which I thought, oh no, the me of a month or 2 ago that agreed to all of this did not know the me of this week, because 2 weeks into things being a little more topsy-turvy, 2 weeks into me being Effy, I'm thinking, yeah, this seemed like a great idea at the time. And I'm going to be honest, it turned out to be a great thing. But what a strange thing to, in this timeline, at this current moment, be signing up to learn from the pariah himself, Effy. And I landed and I said, listen, I got to get some food in me. Got to get some calm in me. Let's see where we're at. I luckily slept the whole flight, which helps a lot. You're kind of waking up to a whole new world. And the Pacific Northwest is like, right now, it's not even cold. It's just that perfect fall, wet, not raining, but muggy, cloudy. Like, it's exactly what you want the Pacific Northwest to be. It felt like I woke up in another world after being in Georgia and Florida all weekend. And I had about 20 people at the class. I had my notes, but we kind of just riffed and went into it. And I talked for 2.5 hours, 2 hours. I even had to yell at the music people because we were still going at a certain point, discussing things, having people ask questions, and also expressing like, hey, everything I'm teaching you here is from trial and error and has worked for me. And nothing I'm teaching you here is to be treated with fact or law or absoluteness. I just think these are some interesting points. And I think everybody kind of understood that. And I hope that, you're not going to learn everything from me, but I hope if you can save yourself from a few trials and errors and save yourself from a few mistakes, that I can help with that. But after feeling, my heart full from a seminar where, it wasn't controversial and it wasn't crazy. And it was just getting into character work and match structure and promoting and social media, merchandising, things like that, that I think I do have a pretty strong hand at sending you in the right direction on. I also got to have the first ever singles match between myself and Ravenous Randy. Now, we had one other time in the ring, and I think we can express this now because it was revealed that he was Curryman at Defy. When Effy and Curryman teamed up against the Bollywood Boys, it was actually Effy and Ravenous Randy, even if he had been mind broken and mind controlled into thinking he was the Curryman, it was actually us teaming up. But I said, it is a real shame we've never had a match together.
So is he just food based?
So originally the character of Curryman was done...
the MF Doom of the wrestling world?
Not quite.
Okay.
There are MF Dooms of the wrestling world, but not quite. Curryman was originally a character done by a wrestler called Christopher Daniels, who was a pretty regular wrestler. He had a very precise moonsault, a very calculated moveset. It was involved in a few TNA matches that were extremely highly rated by wrestling professionals. But then he was doing a secret character called Curryman, where he was in Japan and having more fun with it and was the spiciest boy of all, the Curryman. And his hat was a bowl of curry on top of his head. He would do a very fun curry-based moveset and gimmick that was spicy. But in this moment, there was a feud brewing between Christopher Daniels and Ravenous Randy, to which he became the Curryman and then was able to, I guess, overcome his curry fears. I don't know. I don't know exactly how everything went. I do know that I was offered this spot, and why I originally agreed to do the show anyway, even though it was post-Atlanta, I'd be at my house, I wouldn't want to leave, was with Ravenous Randy. And now Ravenous Randy has done a few different types of very poignant entrances, including having live cabaret singers do At Last by Etta James in full. And today he was doing I'm Not Okay, My Chemical Romance, the whole song. And then I did Elton John, the whole song. And I need to explain to you, sometimes in wrestling, and I've had this conversation many times with your Danhausens, your War Horses, even Alley Cat when she was the cat, and Dan the Dad, people like that, where sometimes when they see these characters that are a little more, they've got more traits to them than just a moveset. There are character-based things you can work into your match that they sometimes want to see us with other characters. And sometimes that makes it hard. I mean, you want to have a straight man involved conceptually if you're doing bits like that. And I found it very fun to put this together in a way where we were both getting to be full-on characters. We were both getting to be silly, but we were still doing some really good professional wrestling. And we built the whole match around the fact that if Ravenous Randy could beat me, Effy, a man who's recently been very distracted, who's been off his case, I have to prove here that I'm a serious competitor. If Ravenous Randy can defeat me, he can have my crabs. And what that meant, as I explained it, was that I would take him out to a beautiful crab dinner, and I would take him on that date. And he said he wanted nothing more in this world than Effy's crabs. We then had a wrestling contest of skill and of magic. And somehow, some way, in this other portal of life, I was rolled up and defeated with my ass hanging out. And I then proclaimed, there will be no crabs. You will get no crabs. Instead, you will get crabs and lobster and side dishes and steak, because you're deserving of it all. You have proven yourself to me. And you've got me back on my track. And I deserve to treat you in this time of need to such a beautiful feast as competitors and now as friends. And what a fun thing to get to come into. Everything I've been dealing with lately has been very serious and very attacking of me and very grit your teeth and blood and guts and hate and violence. And to get to have a match that was all of the skills I would usually use and all of the things I would usually do, but put into a term that was a little less stakes that were, as life or death, where we could just have crab dinners on the line. It really melted my little heart. And after that, I went and I ate food and then my ass went to bed. And then I got on a plane early the next day and here we are. Here we are. And wow, what a time it's been. And hopefully the most chaotic weekend you have to deal with in a very long time. My apologies to you. How's the teapot?
That's great.
Good. Just a nice house welcoming gift for your patience in such a chaotic moment. And my apologies again to Lucy for such bandits being in her presence. She should not have to deal with men. Anything to add, Peter?
No.
Well,
I think you should end today by have as much of the song as you want to do of A Whole New World from Aladdin.
Wow. What is it? Is there a reason for this?
You were saying A Whole New World quite a bit, and it just sparked something, and I feel like that would be a good way to end.
I can show you the world. Magic, Disney, and Paris. Jafar's a queen, he's a drag queen, and he wants all of his jewels. A whole new world, a secret place with gay stuff. We're on a magic carpet, and I've got a girlfriend. Her dad hates me. Her tiger's gonna kill me. How was that?
It's wonderful.
I had to go lower in the notes because I've been sick all week, but maybe one day we'll do both sides and really get the high notes up there. But this week, I don't think the high notes are there. To everyone out there, remember the points are made up and the rules don't exist. What is it?
Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, where the points don't matter and the rules are made up.
There you go. Wow, thank you. That was good.